Hello everyone and welcome to another Catholic Q&A. Today I'll be answering an email I have received from Rosemary who writes, "Dear Sir, I have a question for you. I have pondered it ever since I was little. Unfortunately, my parents struggle to answer my question. How does God have time to answer everyone's prayers? Many thanks." Great question, Rosemary, and in fact one of many questions I too wondered when I was little. What is very helpful is that much wiser people than me also did so, and it is from their shared knowledge that we get our answer. Ultimately, it has a lot to do with how we understand time. In our 3D realm of existence, time flows in one direction. Things have a beginning and an end. Time moves them from one to the other. God, however, is not from this 3D realm and is understood to be in the highest possible realm of existence. Just like how something 3D is more intricate than something 2D, something like God that is 10, 100 or 1,000 dimensions greater than us is much more complex and works differently than us who are 3D. The short answer is that, like how beings get more complicated and intricate the higher you go, so do concepts like time. As this is reductionary though, I'll try and explain. To do so, I would like to talk about my favourite game when I was little, which was Pokemon Ruby. I got this game when I was in year 6 with my first games device, the Game Boy SD. I enjoyed it and the Pokemon series so much that even after completing the game, I kept that game going to store all my level 100 Pokemon on. Now, that game file still exists on my old Game Boy at my parents' house. Despite the fact that years have gone by and I'm now in my 20s, the character that I created is not a year older in its own universe. They haven't grown or aged in the slightest. In essence, we have created our own realm of existence in this game where the rules of reality do not exist like they do for us. The Bible explores this with language that, in the English, can often be overlooked. When we talk about heaven, God is described as existing from everlasting to everlasting. This language is subtly different, though, when we talk about God's relationship with our own reality, where He is described as the beginning and the end. From this, and statements like God promising us everlasting life before the time began, we figure that time does not really exist for God in the manner that it does for us, something enforced by statements like God's years have no end. In a way, this kind of makes sense. If time existed in heaven like it did on earth, it's hard to imagine what you'd actually do with all that time. This timeless nature of heaven is even somewhat experienceable when we take part in prayer of the heart. All time, beings, and concepts can almost be perceived as simply one, connected all together by the Holy Spirit that sustains and maintains them. As trippy as that might sound, ultimately God is able to answer all prayers at all times, because like how your nervous system processes hundreds of requests every moment to keep your body running without you even having to think about it, God connects and sustains all things at all times. It's through this deep connection that God will always be able to hear and respond to your prayer. I hope this answers your question, Rosemary. I hope you have a lovely day and may God bless you.